Welcome back. This is By the Book, and we're married relationship coaches. I'm Sent.
I'm Sil.
And today we're talking about Married at First Sight, Season 16, Decision Day, most of it, right? We got left with a little bit of a cliffhanger when it comes to Kirsten and Shaq, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Anyway, just want to run through some of these decisions and give our opinions and get yours on these decisions. Were there surprises for you guys? No. It started out with Aries and Jasmine. I don't think anyone is particularly surprised that the ultimate answer was no. Were we surprised that Jasmine said no? I think many of us thought that she was going to be a yes no matter what. But I think during the course of the season, we saw her get fed up with how she felt she was being treated, and just probably how she felt about herself after being and feeling rejected by Aries for much of the season. So I wasn't too terribly surprised that she said no. Somehow I'm surprised that she spoke first. I don't know how they choose who says what first, but I just, in my head, I thought Aries was going to go first.
Yeah.
And honestly, during the course of this season, I felt like Aries made tremendous progress and maybe even a turnaround to some extent. I felt like he had some respect and some admiration for Jasmine.
Yeah.
And now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if he was going to say no if she hadn't said no. Thoughts on that?
He was going to say no.
You think so? I think he was like starting to feel her. I think he was turning a page there.
No, he wasn't. I mean, yes, he was able to put together some words and seem like a human. And maybe he's just totally not unredeemable. How about that?
I don't think he's unredeemable. I think, he was a guy that some people love to hate. You probably included for most of the season. But I didn't hate him. I didn't find him to be hateable. I found the issue that he had to be a fair and legitimate one. You are not necessarily going to be attracted to somebody, even somebody who the world at large may find to be attractive. It just isn't guaranteed. So I was okay with that. I just didn't want her to be devastated. And ultimately, I feel like she wasn't. I feel like she found her voice.
Yeah.
And I felt good for her to be able to speak up first, because I think that's something that she needed. She might have requested that she got to be the one to go first.
Possible.
So that we wouldn't all now be sitting here saying she was going to say yes if Aries had just not said no. Because I think that would have been the general speculation about it, right? So I don't know. But were you surprised to see... First of all, shame on Pastor Cal, right, for asking that question after both parties had said no. Why is he still asking about deal breakers? I'm like, boy, shut up. So
I guess somebody got to stir the pot.
He did. He was definitely the pot stirrer right there. So on cue, Aries stuck his foot in his mouth, and his deal breaker was, I guess, a lack of self-love. And that for sure rubbed Jasmine the wrong way. I don't think that he was trying to be offensive. I don't know how you took it, but I took it more, maybe self-love is a misnomer. Maybe this is just a semantics type of argument where he's like, he wants someone more confident. That's what I received from that. You guys let me know what you think. He meant, I felt like Jasmine just didn't have the clapback, I guess, if you will. Like she just didn't have enough self-confidence, enough speak up for myself, enough put you in check, put you in your place type personality that he's used to seeing from, let's just say, I don't know, Felina. So with that, that's what he was looking for in a woman. Maybe the women in his life that he loves and admires and respects generally have a lot more self-confidence and outspokenness than Jasmine, and that's what he's looking for. I think that's what he meant. I don't think he really meant to make a good judgment on whether or not she loves herself. It's just, I don't know. She doesn't have that oomph that he was looking for. What are your thoughts on that?
My thought is he was basically referencing, for me, I thought he was talking about referencing the things that they went through. The rejection that she was feeling because he didn't like her. He wasn't attracted to her. And he was basically saying that he felt like if she had some more love for herself, it wouldn't have affected her the way it affected her. And so, first of all, whenever you live with someone, you're around someone for a lot of hours, the things they say, the things that they do, it's going to affect you, period. I mean, you can not dwell on those things. You can try not to become bitter or upset about some of the things, but you're going to be affected by the person that you are living with, the person who is around you. And especially, as my wife said, when it's a real marriage, you're going to be affected by their mood.
This is not.
They can be they can be up, they can be down, they can be sad, they can be happy, whatever. You're going to be affected by the person who you live with, and especially your spouse. Who is above that? So sorry, Mr. Aries, who've never really had a real relationship. Yeah, that's part of the package. You're kind of going to be affected by the person who you live with.
Well, maybe, he feels like he's not. He's not affected, so he doesn't necessarily empathize with that position.
He could have been. If she would have laid the smack down on him, he would have been affected.
I don't know about that. Not his self-confidence. I feel like he felt like her own individual self-confidence was blown by him not being into her. And I say this all the time about Married at First Sight and anything where you're seeing somebody for the first time and having to adjust to whether or not you're attracted to them. It's tough, and everybody's not going to be attracted. Everybody's not going to have an equal attraction for the other person. And if you don't have the confidence in your own self to be like, okay, they may not be attracted to me, but I'm an attractive person, or I'm not going to let their own individual opinion of me shake my whole world, you might be in for a rude awakening in a situation like that. I can understand that to some extent. I get Aries if that's what he was trying to say. I don't think that in a situation like that, if I plug myself into that situation, I'm going to be too bothered if the person I'm matched up with isn't attracted to me. It's like, okay, well, you're just one person. I'm not going to let that rule me. I don't even know you.
Yeah.
Now, will I check out of this relationship pretty soon or not? Maybe. That may be the impact that it has. But, yeah, I'm going to move around. You don't like it, somebody will, right? So I just think he wanted to see her self-confidence shine through, and he didn't see that. I think that maybe he chose his words poorly, but I don't think he was trying to be horribly offensive. Ultimately, though, with them, like I said, I don't think there were any surprises in terms of the final outcome. And if they had stayed together, they probably would have gotten divorced pretty soon.
Yeah.
Jasmine wanted a more loving, what seemed like normal, traditional relationship. Yeah. She just wasn't getting it from him. She wasn't going to get it, and she spent another 8 weeks or 8 months with him. He still was going to be dry, low eye contact, low romance. But it just wasn't the things that she was looking for. So I think she did the best thing by saying no.
Yeah, I think you're right. Ultimately, that was the best decision that either one of them could have made. Whoever's going to go first, yeah. Whoever's going to need to say it, no, absolutely not. But my question, I guess, for you is as they continue to talk and everything like that, and he talked about the love thing, and she basically, I thought, really stood up for herself really well at the particular point. I wish she would have done it a little bit more during the course of the marriage. But, as I guess you can't cry over the milk when it's on the ground. So You can only, clean it up. So she was cleaning it up, I think, toward the end.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to give her some credit, for actually stepping up to him. Like, no, what are you trying to say? I don't love myself.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Again, I think it was just the words that he chose. And she kind of alluded to, she didn't want that narrative out there. Like, she didn't have any self-love. But again, during the course of this show, she said herself, I don't know what episode it was, you guys. I'm sure y'all will remember, though, where she said, I just started to love myself. And now the person who I'm with is not into me, or something to that effect.
Yeah.
So it wasn't so far of a reach as to be absolutely unreasonable under the circumstances. But she definitely took offense to it. And I feel like, if you don't want a certain narrative out there about yourself, you better speak up against it, because once it's out there, it's out there. So she wasn't going to let Aries say what she was or wasn't.
Yeah.
She was going to let Jasmine say what she was or wasn't. And now she didn't have anything to lose. So she was going to stand up for herself, finally.
Yeah. Now, what do you think about what she was saying, calling them baby, like basically unavailable or detached or whatever?
Yeah.
I was like, hoorah, Jasmine, get in.
I mean, he is kind of detached. He did talk to her about his past relationships and how he was behaving. Now, what we saw on the show, he wasn't saying that he was like that now, or that he wanted to be like that with her in this marriage, but he was explaining to her how easily he moved on, whether it be from relationship to relationship or geographic location to geographic location. He's not one to be tethered to something. So if that makes one uncomfortable, which it would make many people uncomfortable, I suppose, that is a red flag for her. But I think she just wanted to stick it in there, make sure she got her own narrative out there.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. She probably doesn't like the way she's presented throughout the course of this thing. So, if she has an opportunity before everything is over to straighten it out, there you have it.
Yeah. I agree. I definitely agree. And I'm kind of happy it's over for her. Go ahead.
They need that. Now, what's interesting is that they have like this post-show situation going on, and I don't know what's going to happen going forward with them, if they're going to highlight other relationships or dates or whatever. So, Married at First Sight is doing something new. Do you want to wrap it on them here and then bring a new video for the next set of couples, or do you want to try and finish it up?
No, we could do another video.
All right, guys. Well, since that's the case, please drop your comments below on Jasmine and Airris. Let us know your thoughts, all that good stuff. Like, share, and subscribe, and we will talk to you guys soon.
Bye.